What are 7 goals that every 24-year-old should have? Today I'm going to share with you guys 7 goals, financial goals that I believe every single person that's 24 years old should have out there, guys. I cannot wait to share this with you guys today. Good day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy. This is the Financial Education Channel, and today we're talking about 7 goals that every 24-year-old out there should have, guys. 7 financial goals specifically that every single 24-year-old should have, guys. I was able to meet all 7 of these goals, and I think they're just 7 really good financial goals to have that will set you on the right track as you go further on in life, guys. So let's go ahead and get into this. Leave a thumbs up button. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video today, guys, and leave a comment if you enjoy it as well. I would love to hear from you guys. So number 1, the biggest financial goal at age 24, in my opinion, you need to be living on your own. So not living with roommates, or, you know, if you live with a boyfriend, girlfriend or something, that's fine. But if you're living with roommates, that's not really what I mean by living on your own. I mean having your own apartment, your own house you're either renting or you bought, something like that where you're self-sufficient. You're not relying on other people to help pay the bills or pay all the bills. If you're still living at home when you're 24, then you're kind of in a situation where you're still relying on your parents or your grandparents or whoever pays those bills to pay those bills. And if you're living with roommates, you're still not all the way self-sufficient. You're relying on them to help you out. So in my opinion, you know, living on your own is absolutely the number 1 goal that every single person that's 24 years old should have. If you're not living on your own by 24, then you got to figure out, how do I get to live on my own by the age of 24? Because you don't want to be in a mentality that, you know, you're still not self-sufficient. If you're not self-sufficient by that age, then it gets really hard to move on in life and move up the ranks and do those kinds of things, because then you're just kind of stuck in a situation where you're relying on other people. And when you rely on other people, whether it's your parents or whether it's a government or whoever, it just puts you in a negative mentality that you can't, you know, go out there and accomplish things, guys. So living on your own, it's a big sense of freedom. It's a big sense self-accomplishment for you. I know when I moved out of my parents, I think I was 21 years old, and it felt really good for me. You know, yeah, it was a lot more expensive, you know, paying that extra $800 for an apartment or whatever. But at the same time, I got a lot of self-worth out of that, where I felt really good about myself and that I was actually doing things in life. And it focused me even more to try to expand my knowledge and all those kinds of things, so I could bring in more money and be more financially wise and those kinds of things, instead of just relying on my parents to keep paying the bills. And then I just go ahead and spend that other money other places, and I don't worry about trying to move up the ranks and all those kinds of things, guys. So that's the number 1, by far and away, the biggest financial goal every 24-year-old should have, in my opinion: living on your own. Number 2, you want to be investing in something by the age of 24, whether it's stocks, whether it's real estate, whether it's things like metals, you know, maybe you're buying gold coins or silver coins or something like that. You want to be investing in something and learning about investing and actually doing it, actually spending some money on investing and trying to make your money into money. Because that's one of the biggest things in financial success, is trying to make your money into money, investing, guys. So you want to, by that age, you need to be investing in stocks or investing in real estate or investing in something, like I said, guys, that you're trying to get in that mentality. Okay, I got money. Now, how do I make my money into more money? It's very important, guys. That's a huge key to financial success in life, is if you can make your money into money and invest it wisely in those kinds of things, guys. So by 24, you want to be investing in something. Number 3, you need to have an emergency fund of at least $1,500. If you have an emergency fund of $15, it's not going to help unless you need a pack of gum or something. You need an emergency fund of at least $1,500. Now, what I mean by emergency fund, this is money that is not supposed to be touched unless it's absolutely necessary. Like all your other accounts are emptied out somehow. You had all these bills come at you at once, and all these unpredictable things came at you at once, and somehow you have to dig into that money, guys. That's the only way that money's only supposed to be touched, and that's why it's called an emergency fund, because it has to be a dire emergency for you to actually get into that $1,500 and spend it. So now that fund is a great thing because it will help you in emergency situations, so you don't have to rely on parents or rely on friends for that money, or rely on taking out some ridiculous loan at your bank, or taking out a ridiculous loan at one of those payday places or whatever that charge like 90% interest rate. So you don't want to do that. So that emergency fund is great. It helps you sleep well at night, and it brings you a sense of, I'm doing something in the world. I'm protected. I'm protected because I have some money left over for an emergency type situation. If all my tires pop tomorrow, how am I going to pay for that? Hopefully it's out of your regular account, but maybe you need to dig in that emergency account. So that's key number 3 by 24. You want to have an emergency fund of at least $1,500, guys. Number 4, you want to have a stable job that either is showing future, showing promise, or you want to have an idea of a company you're going to start very, very soon. In that job, you're just trying to make money and save money and trying to, go out there and start your new company pretty soon. So if you're not in one of those type of situations where you're in a company that's a stable job and that you actually can move up the ranks in a decent amount of time, if you're not in that, then you need to figure out, okay, how do I get a job like that? Or maybe it's time for me to start a business. I need to start looking at business ideas, think of something and implement it, and just use this job as money for now and into going ahead and starting my new business, which I'm going to actually be doing something of my own, and I get more of the profits and all those kinds of things, guys. So that's key number 4 you want to have by 24. You want to have a stable job, or you want to have a vision for starting a business pretty soon that you think can be a very good success, guys. Number 5, you need to have a reliable vehicle. Unless you live maybe in Manhattan or somewhere like that has such amazing transport system, you need a reliable vehicle. Almost every state I've ever lived in, there's no way I could have done my job without a reliable vehicle. A reliable vehicle is huge because you don't want to have to, if you do have that job that has future, you don't want to be calling in saying, oh, hey boss, my engine blew today, or my radiator went bad, or whatever. You don't want to be doing those kinds of things, because then it'll just put on a negative type thing for you in the background, and then the chance of you moving up the ranks goes down even a little bit, guys. So you want to be reliable. You want to always be there on time. You want to never have any issues. You want to look like you got your stuff together, guys. So reliable vehicle is key to have by age 24 in getting around and just having a successful life. So that is another huge key, guys, you want to have by 24. Number 6. You want your main checking account to never get overdrafted or never even get close to overdrafted, guys. This is another big one. If you're still 24 years old or older, you don't want to be doing the things you were doing when you're 18 or 17, where you got $17 in your account, or you're overdrafting in those kinds of things, guys, and paying those overdraft fees. You want to be like, have enough money in that account all the time that it's not even getting close. You always got like $200, $300 at the minimum in there. So it's never even a thing to overdraft it. That way, also, you get yourself protection from having to go into that emergency fund. If you always have at least hundreds of dollars in that account, if not thousands of dollars, then say something does go wrong. You get flat tires or whatever, and you got to spend $500 to get new tires for your car, or whatever type of situation. You chip your tooth and you got to go get it fixed for $250 or $300. Any type of those situations, you can just go ahead and dig into that checking account to pay that out instead of having to go into that emergency fund. So that's another big reason why you always want to have that checking account nowhere near overdraft time, because, guys, you want to have some money in that account so you don't have to go into your emergency fund and pull that money out, because that money's only for absolute emergencies, guys. So that's key number 6 there you want to do by the age of 24. Number 7, you want to have the ability to put a minimum of $100, even up to $1,000 away every single month toward savings or investments, or a combo of both, guys. So you want to always make sure you have enough money left over at the end of the day that you can put some money towards savings, guys. At least $100 a month. If you can get closer to $1,000, that's freaking phenomenal. I know when I was 21, 22 years old, I was making $50K plus, and I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I was putting $2,000 plus a month toward investments, and that's another reason why I built my account so fast, because not only was I getting a great % return, but I was actually putting $2,000 plus toward my investments every single month, guys. So, and you don't have to do $2,000 a month. If you can just get, you know, 400, 500 bucks, $1,000, that's freaking phenomenal. At least 100 bucks. So if you can't do at least 100 bucks a month toward investments, towards savings, then you either got to find a better job, or you got to start your own business, or you got to find some other ways to make passive income. Watch my passive income videos where I talk about 10 ways to make passive income online. You got to figure out something, because you got to start having some money left over at the end of the day that you can go ahead and start putting towards savings, investments, so you can start building your net worth, guys. So I hope these 7 tips helped immensely in 7 financial goals and that you should have by age 24. And if you don't have these goals by age 24, I got a million videos out there that can hopefully help you reach all 7 of these steps out there. If you're not 24, let me know if you guys have already reached this yet. If you're 22 or 23 and you already are in all these, I would love to hear from you guys. You know, let me know how many of these goals you actually have hit so far and how many you still have to go. I would love to hear from you guys. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and if you came across and you have not subscribed yet, you may want to. I talk personal finance on the channel, talk investments on the channel, how to make your money into money, and we also talk business and entrepreneurship. I'm an entrepreneur and I talk entrepreneur type tips on this channel. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.